I'm in the studio, but I'm going to be making a new studio. I'm always making new studios. In fact, I think every album I've recorded is almost been in a new studio. I've got some crazy I am. I can't just make an album. I've got to make a studio to go with it as well. I don't know how many I've made now. Nearly one for every album. It's ridiculous. It is. Anyway, so why am I making a studio? Well, the one I'm in now isn't really quite a pro studio. It's got a great view, but it's not soundproof. And everything I do here, the recordings outside, get heard onto the recordings. In fact, on Calling to the Sun, there's quite a few songs when Jana was recording her vocals in here, the church bells would ring, and if you listen through the album, occasionally you hear this dong. Peculiar places in the recordings. Listen out for them. That's the bell going off. And also when I have guests staying upstairs, I can't work in here and make noise because it disturbs the guests. So it's a bit inconvenient. There's another thing as well. I don't know, like a lot of artists. There are a lot of artists that like this, but they like isolation, or they don't like people listening in to what they're writing because it's kind of, well, for me, it's a bit embarrassing. I feel sometimes like, you can't listen to this at the moment because it's just awful, and I don't want somebody coming in going, what is he doing? And it kind of puts you off of writing. So having isolation is important. And when I'm working here, kind of like there might be my kids in the living room next door watching TV, and it kind of puts me off a bit. I'm not trying to be snobby here, but anyway, this place here where we are here in the French Pyrenees Mountains, I found this plot of land and it had nothing on it, and I decided to build a family home here and also a business, a holiday like bed and breakfast, which turned into yurts and evolved over time. But in the original planning, I had planning permission for a garage stroke workshop, which was going to be my studio. It's like, this is it. I'm going to build myself a proper soundproof studio for myself. And I never got around to doing it. And it's been like over 10 years now. So the plan now is to actually build the studio after all these many, many years. And it's kind of the last piece of the jigsaw and what I've been doing here. So I've got all these accommodations, the house is done, got a place to live, I've got a business running where people come to stay, but it hasn't got the studio, because then when I put the studio in a soundproof studio where I can have people come and record here, people like you, come and record here, make noise without having to disturb anybody, and incredible places to stay. So I will be on my channel showing you some of the places that I have built over the last few years that are a little bit crazy, naturally. Being a producer, engineer, mixing over years and years and years, I do like to try and mix in a decent room, and this room isn't too bad. It's okay, it's got problems. And when you're mixing, you want a room that really doesn't have too many problems. So because I'm building it right from the ground level up, I get to design it how I need to. And if you're interested in seeing how this is done, I'm going to be putting up the videos as I build. So you can see how I'm going to put this studio together for very little amount of money from bottom up. And then how we're going to do the acoustics and make it as soundproof as we can on a very small budget. Pop this video up here in the corner. So this is me earlier today digging. Obviously it's time-lapse, I can't dig that fast, not with my back either, but that's where the studio is going to be. It's on a hill, yeah, so I've got to dig it, level it and get started like that, and as I go along I will explain the different things that I am doing. I could have a digger come in here and dig this little bit out. I could dig it myself with a digger like I did the rest of the place, but that's 400 euros just to dig that bit out there. And even though I've got a slip disc, my back's not great anymore. Little by little we're going to get there and dig that out. And then the door to get out will be somewhere just about here. You come out of the door, chop that bush down there, so you can then, hot sweaty drummers, when you've finished sweating on the drum kit, you can just run and jump straight into that pool. Oh, it's going to be amazing. And that's the view you're going to get from the window. Like I say, we've got to take out this chunk of earth here, this bit here. We've got to get that out. We've got to get level and then get some trenching in and some footings in. Recording certain instruments like drums, you need a decent room to do it in. Now, recently, I took the studio down to one of the accommodations that I built a few years ago. It's called the Villa, a place that you're going to be staying in. And I recorded my drums in there, but I had to take all the gear down there, set it all up, you know, and block it off for a bit. And I recorded the drums, and boy, do they sound great. And this is on the new tracks that I'm working with Hannah. I listened back to it just the other day, some of the recordings of the drums in there. Wow, they just got the life in them, so much more life, because they're in a bigger room and they record much better. Plus, I got some new microphones too, some nice ribbon mics too. So the studio I'm building, the garage studio, is next to the villa. So there will be microphone cables, so I can go in there and record drums when I want to as well, without having to then move the whole studio, if you see what I mean. It's just like using it as a live room when I'd like to get a different sound, you know, a bit more life and stuff. So again, we're doing this on a really small budget. And how am I going to fund it? What I'm going to do over the next few weeks is produce an EP. And this EP I want to do is going to be so I'm going to do that. I'm going to put that out, and I'm going to do the best with you to get as many people to buy it as possible. And we're going to use that money to build the studio. It is going to be the last studio I ever build. I'm pretty certain of that. At last, I think I've got to the end. I haven't got long left. What do I mean by that? Well, think about it. There's like 10 to 20 years left of this current world. What are you talking about? How can you say such shocking things? If you're an Alpha fan, you will know from many of the songs what I'm talking about. I was writing about this stuff with Failure. There's quite a few songs on that album actually about it. But yeah, we know there's like 10 to 15 to 20 years left before things just go pop. And the apocalypse finally is upon us. Supernova, Ascension, you might call all of those things. I'll do a video in greater detail about what I'm talking about, you know. But it does mean this has got to be the last studio I build, I'm sure. I mean, that's it. And I won't have the strength in my body left to do it again. So, wow. Let the project commence, I think. Well, it has, hasn't it? I've been digging it already.